Good morning, Scott School. It is Wednesday, January 15th. Boys and girls, today is an early release day, so dismissal will occur at 11:57 a.m. and we will be following an alternate schedule. So teachers, today remember we are following a Tuesday a.m. schedule. Boys and girls, if your after school plans typically change for childcare or transportation and that conversation was not had at your home, feel free to talk with your teacher so that you feel confident at the end of the day as to what you need to do. So we're here to help you. Lots of trusted adults will help you in every way we can. But yesterday I failed to share this on the morning news. I wanted to tell you today that today is an early release day. The other thing I want to talk to you about, boys and girls, is right now is cold and flu season. So around Michigan and probably many other areas in our awesome country, the flu, especially influenza A and B, is really high. And I'm telling you this because you can help with some preventative ways to make sure that you stay healthy. So some of the things that you can do is to make sure that when you're sneezing, that you sneeze or cough in your sleeve here or in your shoulder. That's one way, because then we keep those germs off our hands, and our hands touch everything throughout the day. So if we don't have a chance to wash our hands throughout the day and we cough or sneeze into our hands, we're touching things and spreading those germs unintentionally. Another way that you can help make sure that you stay healthy, and others too, is to really wash those hands lots of times throughout the day when you have a break to do that. So should you use the bathroom throughout the day, remember, wash those hands, maybe even sing in your head silently the happy birthday song or the ABC song. Once you get to the end of it, that's good enough time for you to start to rinse off that soap. But using that soap, really washing those hands is always best practice all the time, but especially during cold and flu season. The last thing that I want to share with you is when you do use a tissue, make sure that you're blowing in the tissue. And if you do happen to miss, because sometimes if we have like a sneeze or kind of a sloppy one and we blow into a tissue, it can get into our hands. Sometimes, boys and girls, it's easy just to wipe it on the tissue and throw it again. But remember, we are passing those germs from our nose onto our hands and then onto all the surfaces that we touch. So that's really great practice as well. And then lastly, I do encourage you to make sure that things like your coat and your hat and things that you might not have washed all the time get washed more frequently, because not only does that help prevent influenza or the flu, it also helps with the spread of lice. And lice is something that all schools get from time to time. It's pretty common, but we want to do our very best to keep those little critters away by washing our coats and our hats and not sharing those things. So we want to make sure somebody gets a new cool hat and you say, "Oh, I want to try that on." Please don't do it, because even though we think, gosh, I'm sure they probably don't have lice, lice does not discriminate. And I'm using that Fab with Vocab word of the week because lice does not matter. It doesn't look for like someone who's really has oily or dirty hair or someone who has really clean hair. Lice just likes any environment that it can live in. So you or I could get lice at any time. So that's a way to prevent that as well. So wanted to give you those little tips before I talked about our Fab with Vocab word of the week, which is fastened. So boys and girls, I notice a lot of times when you're putting on your boots and snow gear that those snow pants come up, and many of them have clips on them, and you fasten them, or I notice people have fastened those clips so that those pants stay hiked up tall and they're not sagging outside on the playground. See how you can be fab with vocab. Use fastened in your conversations, in your writing, and find it in something that you read. Have a great day, Scott School. And now on to Mrs. Schwartz.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Reha. Boys and girls, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Luke K. and Kaden B. Happy birthday, gentlemen. And let's see, it is a super wonderful Wednesday. How about we all stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a wildly wonderful Wednesday, Scott School.